my guilt, state of corruption. Again, I need you to share. I need you to tell friends, families. They have cut our supply lines. They have stopped us from boosting. They're blocking our videos. They're trying to shut down the signs because we are that close. Last video did 4 million views. They had to shut us down. And I'm going to show you how they're doing it. All right? We're going to catch them all together. I mean, pretty exciting. You watch. All right. A few days ago, I got a call from a Leanne Peters. Leanne said that she was fired from the Clerk of Courts in Brentwood. You remember, this is the court with Delker, and we're going to show you that. Remember, that was the video that got 4 million views about emails, about notifications to me. And I'm saying I'm not getting these notifications. In fact, I had proof that on the IT, the admin was Eileen Landy, the paralegal, Carrie, the paralegal, and Vice President, Vice VP of the company, Brian Toomey, are all that I filed charges against with the Department of Justice for destroying evidence and all. So no, Delker didn't want that evidence. In fact, Delker took no evidence and no witnesses. But they did screw up with the emails and they got nervous. That's right. So I get a call from this Leanne Peters. She said she just got fired, from Brentwood in the Clerk of Courts. Interestingly enough, she was the direct assistant for Maureen O'Neill. Now you can watch. Maureen O'Neill is the Clerk of Courts on all our filings in Brentwood. Judge Delker, who's saying that he was sending these emails and I didn't get them. Well, this Leanne turned around and says, Mr. Gill, Delker's corrupt. They purposely did that. They weren't sending you to. They knew about these people taking these emails. I'm here. This is injustice. And when I started asking questions, they fired me. Now, I didn't believe her for a second. Not as many moles as I catch. Do you think we're going to get help from Brentwood? Do you think we're going to get help from the same assistant of the Clerk of Courts on every one of our cases? Do you know why she was here? They're that desperate, which is why they are trying to shut me down. Real simple. They're listening to my phones. They know that information went through to Trump. They got those phone calls, right? They need to know that information. They need to know the evidence now. They got to shut the lights off, but they have to know what we've given them, okay? Here's her application right here. You can see she scribbled out a few dates. Let this one blank. She's lying on her application, but she is working for Maureen O'Neill. There's the mole. You're right? Guess what? When we turned around and filed her employment paperwork, turns out our payroll company says, important, high importance. Leanne does not match her paperwork she filed out. It's the wrong Social Security number. It doesn't match up. No kidding, right? It's exactly what they did, and we caught her. Now, I knew she was a mole from the beginning. What I did was, she wanted the evidence. I knew to copy all our files, which is what we're in process with, and each and every court is the evidence to put them in jail too. There'll be no disputing that. She tried to block that. In fact, the very next morning, I get a phone call at the house saying, hey, from the HR person in my company says, oh, she's going to leave at 10:30. She's going to be a few hours. On your second day, without notice, you got to leave. Well, I had her followed. Now, you're going to see a picture of a car. Not just any car. It had cameras in the front and it had cameras in the back. And a big state symbol on the bumper. What's to say that comes from the AG? You ready? In having her followed, you'll see a video that she's supposed to go to Concord, right? She's going to meet a prisoner because that she wants me to get involved in. Really. They know to come to me where people I feel bad that are wrongly accused. This is a 21-year-old kid who was going to jail for life. All right? She's saying, oh, we set up the whole thing. See, that's how you sucker me. But I only so many. So we followed her. Well, she didn't go to Concord. She took a wrong turn down the center of Plastow. You're going to see that video. The opposite direction. Then you're going to see her find a little space, and then she's going 70 miles an hour on a 30-mile-an-hour limit road. Right. She can't have us catch us. If they were listening to me, which they were, she knew then she was being followed. She went right to her house in these little turrid 70 miles an hour. You see her open up the back, and she turns on the camera. Right. She tells me on the phone, yeah, I had to go home to get a raincoat. Except for she never brought her raincoat out. See? We caught her, and caught her bare.
She's in a hurry. Wherever she's going, she's in a damn hurry.
She is in a hurry.
Whoa, I think she knows we're following her.
Probably.
She's going like 70 miles an hour right now.
You gotta pick up speed. Gotta pick up speed.
She's up to something because nobody drives like this.
Yeah, I know.
We've got them all.
I know. You gotta
Text
I
Gil
knew
then.
it. I knew it. I'm not texting him because we're...
Right. No, I got you. Nobody drives like this.
Oh, I'm taking off my glasses.
Oh man, I thought you was gonna ram that person.
I told you. Didn't I say, like, I'm super...
You know what she may try to do now is go very slow.
Yeah.
This is one tactic I was told too. When you think you're being trailed, what you do is you don't speed up. You slow down. You slow the fuck down. You go. That's a good thing for us. She might even crash.
She's in a real hurry.
Yeah. What's she doing? Is she doing a Yui?
I didn't see it.
It looked like she just flipped you off. She's looking at us now. She notices us. That's alright. Well, at this point, the gig's up, right? So we'll just keep following her, right? Unless she calls police. Heads to 93, which heads to Concord.
This is a witness that I'm giving to Sessions that ties in with Delker, remember? The email, she said that was corrupt. Now we've got her. You're going to see at the very end, I called Human Resources. First I called this Maureen O'Neill. You don't think she'd get on the phone. You know why? She doesn't want to lie about how long this person worked for her. And it was her assistant. They had me Human Resources. So you hear me speak at the end of this video regarding the Human Resources. You know what I said? She lied on her application. That's criminal. Do you find it unusual that the clerk of courts who just caused me with the emails and the miscommunications, which were really fraudulent, as she said from the beginning, only to get in here, caused me to lose the Walker case, caused me to lose, Judge Delker, freeze our assets. Do you see how corrupt this is? That's what I'm talking about. Now, there's no disputing this. It's no disputing that Maureen Neal's on there. There's no disputing she gave us false information on the application. There's no disputing she didn't go to Concord. I'll bet you that's not even her car. Came right out of the AG's office. Want to bet? How many of you have cameras front and back? That's what I'm saying. This is what we have. This is Delker. This is Judge Anderson. This is Francois. This is Brentwood. Got it? We got them cold. Okay, why don't you give me that? Court, assistant 2, yeah. Brentwood, yeah. March 3rd, 2017. Okay, when was the end of the employment? What was that again? 5/15? Okay. And she didn't work for you before that? Oh, wow. We should have that then. Do you have her as immediate supervisor as Maureen? You do. So she worked directly for Maureen O'Neill. All right. So we have different information, which is criminal on an application. Yeah. Yeah. Because this is going right to the Department of Justice. Maureen O'Neill. I believe she worked for Maureen previous to that. She broke down as an assistant to Maureen O'Neill directly. Well, she worked in the Clerk of Courts for Maureen, whereas Maureen's the Clerk of Courts, so it has to be in Brentwood. So, so if we have her there before there, then it's clearly fraud. Okay. And it also might be fraud on Maureen's part, O'Neill, who's on all of our decisions. And all of a sudden, do you find it unusual that the woman working directly with Maureen shows up to here to work and gives us misinformation? Me too. Okay, thank you. Here. Lastly, the drug dealers in Tucker, some of you may not know this, but you've got to get a minimum of 9 days plus an extra 5 if you need it for any court hearing, right? So you have to have notice. For instance, this hearing is allocated for an hour and a half, and I just received it 20 minutes ago. Now it says it right here, it was mailed on the 30th, right? And it says here it was on the 30th. You know when the hearing is? Tomorrow. Wow, I get about a 18-hour notice. And then when I call the clerk, I go, wait a minute, these are the rules. She goes, I don't know the rules. I go, what do you mean? You got to talk to the judge. You're the one filing the notices. You're the ones who send them out. How do you know not time? 18 hours with the drug dealers in errand day. Now, I had them cancel it because I caught their ass. But that was the setup. These are the clerk of courts. The courts are corrupt from in and out. You ever heard the term play for pay? That's what they're doing. They're all corrupt. What I'm telling you, so many state employees knows. In fact, that's their voting block of corruption. Now you think about that. That woman gave us the false information. She worked for the clerk of courts in Brentwood who were criminating our notice hearings, which she admitted herself and got in here otherwise. I mean, why else would I hire her? Well, the real reason was to get this information. I know she was a mole. No one's come and helped us. But that's how important this is. So President Trump, we're talking draining the swamp. This is the swamp. And you see, I just released another video with the drugs regarding in Lawrence. It was bullshit. And Sununu saying 85% of the drugs come out of Lawrence. How does he come up with that? He wants you to buy that, and they have the corrupt media selling it. But what it does mean is they have to have me go away immediately. This is why I need you to share. I didn't want to take their money. I still don't want to take their money. We're that close. We were building an army. We can still build an army, but we got to do it together. Mike Gill, State of Corruption.